Hi Pisces, this is your horoscope for November 2017. Thank you for joining me. Mars is the archetypal male principle, and that sits in your 8th house of institutions, red tape, bureaucracy, and other people all month, and it's in Libra. Now that's really good news for you because Mars actually rules the sign Aries, and when Mars is in Aries, it's all about bulldozing things out of the way and doing things in your own unique style. Okay, and it's not considerate, and it's just, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to ignore everyone else. In Libra, Mars is forced to compromise, forced to listen, forced to be part of a community, and to do things as a group. So you have a lot of drive and energy working with other people, in conjunction with other people, especially if you're an employee in some sort of institution. You're going to do really, really well. You're going to find it easy to get on with people and to communicate with them. There's not going to be a lot of room for disagreements or just, conflict. It's going to be good. Now, Saturn, the planet of structure and security, is in your 10th house, and that forms a trine, which means it's 120 degrees apart from Uranus, which sits in your 2nd house of money and belongings. Okay, so Saturn in Sagittarius is somewhat conflicted. Saturn is like the Emperor in the Tarot. It likes security and structure and things being the same. Sagittarius is the Centaur, so it's about exploring and stepping outside of your comfort zone and kind of finding uncharted territories and going on adventures. So the two are fundamentally conflicted. The fact that they form a trine, a harmonious relationship with Uranus in Aries in your 2nd, this energy, Uranus in Aries in your 2nd, is the energy of, I'm going to do something independently, uniquely, myself, by myself, that's really going to bring me a lot of abundance and prosperity. So you may not be so certain about your day job, but you're certainly going to have a lot of other ideas in terms of how to create extra income for yourself, and you're going to get really excited about that. That stays there all month as well. So if you do get ideas for self-employment, don't dismiss them, take notice, they will be useful. Now the full moon happens in Taurus, and that happens in your 3rd house on the 4th of November. Now the full moon, I'll make separate videos on the full moon and the new moon because they can be quite complicated, and I'll go into more depth. But the full moon is when the moon reaches its completion point and it showers you with energy. And it's in Taurus, practical earthy energy, and it's enlightened by the Sun in Scorpio and Jupiter, the lucky planet, in Scorpio. So these energies are shining onto this full moon, which means that anything tangible you create, anything you write, anything you paint, anything you put down in some sort of format, an MP3 or a podcast or whatever, is really going to serve you and is going to be beneficial to you. So make sure that if you do have something to communicate, you choose the 4th of November to do it, because that's when the luck factor is with you. From the 5th of November until the 19th, we've got Venus in the 8th house. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. It joins Mars in your 8th house. And when you take the female and the male principle and you put them together, you get new beginnings, you get new life. That's the good thing about it. So you'll get new ideas in terms of the work that you're doing. But what I'm seeing now is that it kind of slides down here into your 2nd house, and it gives you more ideas of, hey, actually, I get on with everyone. I'm very good at this job. I could do this myself, and I could actually make my life a whole lot easier. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have that kind of idea now once Venus moves into the 8th house and joins Mars there, because it's all about my life. What am I going to start? What am I going to create independently? On the 6th of November, Mercury, the communication planet, moves into Sagittarius in your 10th house. So that really helps now, because the uncertainty of Sagittarius, oh, what am I going to do for work? You start really, really thinking about it. It gets involved in this relationship with Uranus, and that becomes even more fired up, and you start being really, really inspired and excited about things that you can do for work and for your career. And Mercury now sits there for the rest of November. So these insights and these inspirations are going to come through fast and thick and all the time. So it looks to me like we're making some changes here. Look at all this energy in your 10th, 9th, and 8th houses. We're looking at making changes to the institution you belong, how you want to grow and what direction you really want to go in, and how that's going to impact your career. So I really see that there's some shift here in terms of how you're going to work. On the 7th of November, we've got Venus going into Scorpio and into your 9th house. Okay, so Venus goes from Libra here, where it was already conjunct to Jupiter, it was less than 10 degrees away, but now it moves into Scorpio and it sits right on top of Jupiter. So that strengthens the conjunction. You've got your identity, you've got good luck, and what I love to do. All of that energy is sitting in your 9th house, and it's all about exploring, well, you know, I have this job, I'm not totally fulfilled. What can I do? How can I grow and expand to really make this something that's joyous to me? And if you're someone who's in a job that you're not 100% with, or you're considering self-employment, or you've been a nurse for 30 years and you've just had it and you want to do something different, this is the month to consider, because Uranus is the planet of the unexpected and the miraculous. And it's going to deliver a lot of good news in terms of what you can do independently to really transform your working life and to transform your hopes and dreams when it comes to what it is you do for work. On the 10th of November through until the 27th, we've got Mars in your 8th house over here, and it now forms a square with Pluto. So it means that it's 90 degrees away from Pluto, and that is in your 11th house. So Mars, that desire to work and the communication with other people, now actually ends up in transforming your hopes and dreams when it comes to your working life. So you really figure it out this month, Pisces, good for you. You figure out what works, what doesn't work, how you want to do that in future, and it looks to me like you're changing some sort of direction when it comes to the work that you do, and that changes, that's the fulfillment of a life aspiration or a hope and dream becomes realized, because you see things differently, you're able to go in a different direction, which is great. On the 18th of November, we've got the new moon in Scorpio, and that happens in your 9th house. So the moon has now moved on from here. It's joined all of these guys here up in the 9th. And the new moon is when the moon pulls in even more energy. So you've got good luck, you've got love, you've got what makes you feel easy and at peace, you've got your identity, all of that is in the 9th house. So it's about you stepping out of your comfort zone and becoming a much bigger, skilled person than you are now, and really using that to overcome the doubts, to overcome the frustrations in your working life, and to change your hopes and dreams when it comes to work, and to shift into a situation that is much more aligned with who you really are. So any unhappy Pisces this month who are working in jobs that they do not like, you guys are going to be really blessed in that the universe just provides you with opportunities for change, and if you keep your eyes and ears open, they will come in thick and fast. There'll be loads of opportunities here throughout the month. From the 18th of November until the 12th of December, we've got Mercury in Sagittarius in your 10th, conjuncting Saturn in Sagittarius in your 10th. So this conjunction between these two becomes stronger and stronger. So the sense of doubt, I don't really know what to do with my career. Is this the right one for me? Is it not? That goes away. That transformative process will be in place now. And because you're thinking about things very clearly, that energy is even more unleashed, and you can really throw everything you've got at expanding, getting new skills, and shifting into a situation that you really like. So congrats. And as you can see, everything's going on in your 11th, 10th, 9th, and 8th houses. The 8th house is institutions, the 9th house is education and growth, 10th is work, and the 11th is hopes and dreams. So that's what's being that's the recipe you're working with this month, and that's what you can really change around. And sometimes, you know, we get stuck in jobs for years and years, so when an opportunity like this comes along, if you're not happy, it's really important to seize that so you can do work that's fulfilling and that pays you. And the unfortunate thing is, usually work that's really mundane and boring and that you hate doesn't pay you well, and work that you actually enjoy and that you think will never pay you actually ends up creating wealth and prosperity and abundance. That's the way it usually works. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you're working with here in November. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. And in my readings, I use astrology, numerology, and the tarot. The astrology chart is like a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your vocational aptitudes are, so what you're good at work-wise, what your soul mission is, what your weaknesses and strengths are. And I can also have a look at what's coming up in terms of your family life, your relationships, your finances, your love life, your family, spiritual progress, health, travel, anything at all. So if you're interested in having a reading, please visit the website. It's gregoryscott.com. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's free of charge, and I'd really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful November, and I'll speak to you next month.